Let's get started. Hello, I'm Benjamin, and I'm going to be taking these worst kits in the MLS and fixing them. So in the past, I've designed a lot of soccer jerseys, some of them real jerseys that have gotten printed and produced, and some just concepts. And even some of my designs, Adidas has stolen them. One could argue they were inspired by, but I'll let you be the judge of that. So today I'm going to be doing their job for them again, and I'm going to be fixing the MLS kits that they've done a pretty bad job on this season. So some ground rules are they have to keep the same theme for the kit and have to keep the same color palette going forward. And you know, design is subjective. Some people might like the original more, maybe even more people like it, but I'm just having fun with it. So let's get started. All right, so starting off with Minnesota United. So the theme for them was the Northern Lights, and they had this kind of bluish pink vibe going on for the color palette. They had this weird like purplish brownish color that I'm not really sure about. I guess it kind of accents the whole thing, brings it together, but we're gonna incorporate it somehow. So I think the Northern Lights is just such a beautiful thing that you can design with, just having that theme in general. I mean, it's one of the most beautiful things in the world, and not really sure why the designer didn't really dive deep into Northern Lights. I do like the pattern. This is my favorite of the three that I'm going to be designing today. I don't think it looks terrible. I just think that with a Northern Lights theme, there's a lot more opportunity. So starting off, I just start by getting kind of the base of the mock-up, you know, putting in the logo, the sponsor, everything, just kind of getting everything set, and then we're going to design the composition around that. And I want to shout out Pardo Sport for the mock-up. His Instagram handle is going to be right here, I think. I don't know, maybe here, I don't know. Rocio? Oh. So my first attempt at trying to get the Northern Lights onto the kit was, I had these brushes that were Northern Lights themed, and I tried to kind of move those around on the kit, but I couldn't get it just right. So I instead found this image of Northern Lights, and I decided to mask it away and then warp it around the kit to get the right composition. I tried different things with the purplish accent. It just kind of made the jersey look dirty. So I decided to choose to use it as an accent color and then add in Adidas stripes, lines going down the side, the MLS logo on the sleeve, Apple TV logo, whatnot, and just glad Apple TV's there. Because you know now, I just didn't think we had enough streaming platforms to watch games on, you know? I was tired of like only having to like flip through like 6 different apps to find the game that I was looking for. So I think there's one more. It makes it more fulfilling to watch the game because, you know, I had to really fight for it. So now that I have the details finalized, I then added a background to the kit. My first thought was to have the Minnesota skyline and kind of use it with the Northern Lights in the background because, you know, that's very realistic. There's no such thing as light pollution. I masked out the skyline and then stylized it to have the same colors as the kit just to kind of match. And I didn't like how this turned out, so I decided to add in all these different elements, different geometric lines and everything, just to kind of pull everything in together, give it a more unique background that kind of ties in the main focus of being the kit. So then off screen, I added those geometric lines and added a camera raw filter just to kind of finish the design. And this is the Minnesota United away kit. Let me know what you think. Let me know in the comments. If you like it, hit subscribe, like this video, and tell a friend. If you don't like it, you know, just be real spiteful. Like, just go and subscribe and like it just so you can comment like how much you really don't like it in every single video that I'm going to be making. Somebody be my #1 hater and comment hate. I'll pin your comment on every single video. Please. This next one is Austin FC. So their theme was called Las Voces, which just means the voices. So the idea of the kit is that it's different voices in Austin kind of coming together. That's why it has the different color blocks, not like a streamlined line, because, you know, there's diversity, there's going to be different opinions, different voices, different backgrounds, whatnot. And similar to your average MLS chant, these voices came together to form my personal hell. I think that this kit has potential. I like the idea of straying away from just single stripes because, you know, everybody's done it. Every team has had just striped jerseys. I mean, it doesn't really go wrong, but if they want to be unique, stand out, all means, go ahead and do it. Except it seems to be lacking design principles. When you see abstract art, it's all over the place, but there's still a sense of rhythm and balance to it. So your eyes can know where to follow, like it's showing expression. But when I look at this kit, it looks like the person said, okay, we're gonna look at the Barcelona kit from last season and just try something like that. And then they spent like 10 minutes just moving some stripes around, and then they were like, all right, I'm done. Guess they didn't have me to steal designs from that time, huh, Adidas? Huh. So my goal was to take this same theme, but kind of tone it down just a notch, just one little step down. I wanted to still follow some good rhythm and balance and just be overall cohesive design. Since Austin's jersey last season had these like big blocks of stripes, I wanted to go a little bit different and stick with the thin stripes that they were going for this season. I started by getting a base of just black and green rectangles, putting that together, and then started experimenting with different blocks, seeing what looked good, what didn't look good. The first one that stuck with me was these horizontal stripes going across the chest, and I just started to like that. So I added kind of a bit of depth to it. I felt like this was adding complexity to the kit, but it just wasn't overwhelming. It didn't look like we needed to give epilepsy warning before every game. So I kind of got to a stopping point and feeling a bit burned out because I just gave up on trying to make this look good, because I can just imagine Austin's marketing team just telling me everybody's gonna love it. It's gonna be so unique. They're gonna love it. Yeah. So off screen, after like talking, I shared my designs with a few people, and I got the idea from somebody to put checkerboards on it. So I played around with this bit of putting in the corner just to kind of balance out the stripes going across the chest, and wanted to blend it in with the stripes so it's not just so abrupt and in your face. But of course, I forgot to record my screen while doing it. So I guess here it is, I guess. But yeah, so after I finished the kit, for no reason whatsoever, I imagined it on a black brick background with neon green signs of the Austin logo, and I just decided to go for it. So I started off, I turned the logo into outlines, and I put a white inner glow and then a green outer glow, and trying to change the environment to match it, and like lights hitting off of the kit, other stuff like that, just to make it look a bit realistic, like it was more of a photo shoot rather than a 3D rendering. I mean, it's not going to be perfect, but it still felt like it was missing something, like it was off balance. So I added the verde. I just got a font, just typed in verde, which is kind of like what they call themselves or something like that. I don't know, I don't really keep up with them too much. I turned that into a neon sign, kind of changed the environment with that. So I did some final details, adding any necessary highlights and shadows, and then I waited, and then I waited, and then I waited. And then I looked for new PC parts so I could build a new PC. And then I waited some more. And then finally, I saved my over 2 gigabyte Photoshop file, and I exported it to a PNG. This took a long time. You know, they've said that Harambe has been the start of the world going downhill, and I really hope that this kit is the last disaster coming full circle into Cincinnati to end all the suffering. Jokes aside, this kit sucks. I hate it. Somebody literally just got like a water brush preset on Photoshop and just did one click, changed a few colors, maybe duplicated it 1 or 2 times and said, all right, we're done. So the theme is the river kit. It's referencing the Cincinnati River. So they decided to go with kind of like a water flowing thing, and I like the idea, they just executed it horribly. My goal for this kit was to use the theme of water a lot more effectively. I wanted to get this wavy pattern there that represents water. It has pleasing colors to complement it, because the orange and blue are really nice complementary colors. So I started by trying this wavy liquefied pattern that I've done in previous jerseys. It worked then, but with this color scheme, I couldn't get it to work, and I also didn't want to just copy my own work and just cop out for the sake of getting the video done. So instead, I went into Illustrator and I started messing around with different things, and I ended up creating this pattern. Don't ask me how I did it. Don't ask me to replicate it. I have no idea. I did not do a good job of like saving my work as I went, so I could not replicate this. So I saved the file in case I ever want to use it again. I then transferred the pattern over to Photoshop and played with colors until I was satisfied. And then I added orange details to bring the kit together and emphasize the team's branding. So I wasn't a fan of this mock-up. It felt flat and a bit more like an illustration rather than a rendering. So I added texture to the kit to add more interest to it and make it look a slightly bit more realistic. Later on, you'll see I end up warping it off camera to make the sleeve, the arm closer to the camera, not look so large. But you won't see that until the final product. And with all the details and logos and sponsors finalized, I then started to work on the background to put the kit in an environment. I really wanted to emphasize water again, so I knew I wanted the kit to splash into some water that was in the environment, so I started off with that. After getting it into some water, I really wanted to emphasize the Cincinatti River, just so it's not a water kit, it's really the river kit. And being in Cincinnati, I decided to put the bridge in, but same thing with before with the Minnesota kit. I don't want to just kind of have a picture of a city in the background, so I stylized it a lot. Did a bit of a threshold effect, changing the color schemes and everything, just to add some more visual interest, some circle behind it, playing around with some blending modes, and I ended up finalizing everything with a bit of noise, camera raw filter, and a few other things, and this is the final kit. Thank you for staying this long. You earned this. We have a gift for you, actually. I brought together this funny monkey clip for you to enjoy as we go on. Let's get that rolling. So just want to say thank you. Again, leave a like, watch another video if I have one up. I think this is my first video, so if I have another one up, go and click on it. Maybe it's on the screen. I don't know. I haven't really figured out YouTube yet. Look at that monkey. Look at that monkey go. He's just having a good time. I guess I'll see you in the next video.